Guess who's back? Back again. Tell a friend. I don't think that's how the song goes. Actually, come to think of it, so who knows. Anyway, yes, the fly out, the flying with the outing plane. I don't really have a lot interesting to say. I'm gonna be real with you, Chief. Haven't played in a long while, primarily because frankly I just didn't have anything interesting to showcase, I guess. You know, I did all the funny stuff I could think of immediately. Like, the hell is A4? Oh, it's this thing. Okay, yeah, no, I finished that. That's this one. I'm so smart. With the most monstrously evil fuselage I've ever built, because this is all one fuselage piece. The entire fuselage is just one piece. Because I'm not... because I'm completely insane at this point. It's so silly. It's actually so silly, come to think of it, but hey, I mean... that's what people tune in for. What else did I touch up? You, I think I touched up. Yep, I did. Good. Get the hell out of there. Yep. I put a little dot in the middle. God only knows. But yeah, no, this thing I think, other than the cockpit, is fully finished. Doesn't look particularly finished, but that's just... oh fuck. That's just because of, how blocky it ended up being. I liked it though. It's certainly got a charm to it. It's certainly got a hell of a charm to it. Very silly aircraft. Ooh, this is the prop I made, I think. Yeah, it is. Oh god, that's very fluorescent green, huh? I thought that was a bit more subdued, but I guess not. This is also, other than the cockpit, yep, a fully functional plane. I mean, who wants to sit in a cock anyway? Not me. That's right, I'm not gay. What else have I built in the recent while? What's the sky dart? What's this fucking thing? Right. Yeah, my liveries aren't the best. I'm gonna be real with you. No, but I did actually build a cockpit for this thing, so that's good. That doesn't look half bad, actually. Starlight. Damn, bro. Oh, it's this thing. Strikingly similar to the other one, except a bit more modern these days. I mean a bit more modern, not by much. I know I gave it split tails. It's not like it's a stealth aircraft by any measure. Sphere. A bit of a crank delta style going on, which is cool. Mr. Command, the enemies behind us. Fire off the 24 missiles. Come to think of it, not many of my aircraft look particularly good. Or this one, which is very silly. I mean, it's probably my most practical aircraft, but that's not saying a hell of a lot. Eating crunchy seeds, ASMR, my god. It's like you're in the forest, really. This is probably the closest thing I have to near functional, isn't it? Wait, which one did I put the modeled satellite dish in? I know I put it into one of you. But like an actual dish that I bothered to model in. Which one was that? I couldn't tell you for the life of me. Ah, maybe it's you. No? No. Yes, okay, it is you. Yeah, so actually this thing is supposed to be an interceptor, funnily enough, even though it doesn't really look the part, but it is nominally. You can see it's got, like, a large radar screen directly in the middle, and then all the flight avionics and dog shit. There, and it's fat. I think I put the afterburners on it, actually. It's so small as well, what the fuck? It's quite funny looking, honestly. I mean, I like it, it's just very silly. Very, very silly little aircraft, little guy, little dude. Adder 9M. This totally uses information. What the fuck? What the fuck? Where are you? 20 mils. Oh, you have two 20 mils stashed right underneath the cockpit. That's not gonna be terrifying. Where's the gun? Oh, that's the gun. That's the gun. Okay. Well, I guess I shouldn't be surprised particularly. It's so short, come to think of it. Most of my aircraft are very fucking short for some reason. They're under 10 meters. Damn near same wingspan as the length. I mean, this is very much a early 1950s kind of interceptor, like F-86K style interceptor, so it's like really limited. Oh god, I'm spitting everywhere. This is why I don't eat and stream at the same time. Stinky. Very stinky. Especially with that dish I bothered to model in. You can actually see the back of the gauges here. That's interesting. What could I paint? Yeah. That is an actual interesting question. What could I paint this thing as? Let me actually look up for a minute, just, what's it called? Fucking, yes. Oh my god, I haven't been fucking... Oh god, that's right, I'm intelligent, this is the thing I've been talking about. Let's see. Let's try actually seeing what the naval jets at the time were painted. White. Or blue, actually. Deep blue. You know what? I think this thing could actually do well with blue. Let's try that. Let's try that, I meant to say. How deep we want, though. Relatively deep, sure. Something like that actually doesn't look too bad, although it's kind of on the border of being pink. Yeah, that looks kind of similar, I think. Yeah, kind of similar. It's a bit more metallic, though. Metallic? Nah, definitely metallic. I think it needs to be more smooth. Oh, too smooth, too smooth. There you go, that's just about smooth enough to make sense. Hmm. Don't look at the horrendous fucking things I've done to this landing gear. It's don't look, it's bad. Yeah, that doesn't actually look too bad. Huh. Okay, no. I'm just looking at paint schemes for this thing. It's fine, they're fine, they look normal. Piss off you and your Jet A. Why would I use anything else? Paste. Paste. I love paste. Paste is my favorite thing to eat. Right. Okay, you need to be pasted blue. Yeah, that looks okay. Not particularly amazing, but much better, I guess, than what I expected. I think the other part of the paint job is white, so white. No, piss off. 0 saturation, but pretty colorful. Yeah, that's fine. I guess I could go smoothness also to match, like, it being part of the same contiguous aircraft. Yeah, that looks good. That looks pretty fucking good. Copy. Paste. Paste that one. Paste that one. And pretty much all non-moving parts are gonna get coated white here. Thankfully, this wing isn't horrendously detailed, so it should be pretty quick to paint. Okay, so yeah, you're just inert, excuse me, that's how you say it. Inert. I guess it's technically is innate, presuming that it's a living creature. Right. Okay, so those are the wings done. Nope, missed a bit. There you go. I mean, at least leading edges are done. Paste and paste. There you go. That's good, right? I'd say that's pretty fucking good looking. I think the canopy should also be white. Certainly suits it more. And then obviously just you need to be white as well. God damn, I love whitewashing things. Of course, I sure hope that doesn't have any nasty connotations within the US. That would be haha hee hee funny. Yeah. There you go, and you. And you. And that should be it. Yes, it should be. General statement observer. Generalized statement enjoyer. What white bit is that? This one here. How do I select it? Please let me select it. No. This bit here. How do I select that bit? Make it navy blue. Navy baby blue. There you go. Selected it. Never mind. I'm based. Yeah, that's pretty good looking. I mean, obviously it's very rough. I'm gonna have to paint it a bit, but pretty good. I see the Air Force coloration for moving surfaces. Come here. Okay. Yeah, okay, makes sense. Insightful commentary, by the way. I know, it's frightening. We're gonna go with a very light red. Or maybe actually strong red would be better. Who knows? Let's just try this one. Copy. And then paste you. No. Ah, no. Okay, that could have been bad. Right, and paste you. There you go. That looks pretty normal. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's so funny looking. You know what, come to think of it, this thing doesn't have an air brake anywhere. That's unexpected. It's just, oh no, that's just the guidelines that's clipping through. I was like, what the hell is clipping through there? And I was gonna be super angry, and it was gonna be funny. Right. Now what to make of the insides? No, brother, there you go, thank you. Probably something relatively dark. Yeah, that seems fine, I guess. Most insightful commentary you've ever done, seen here. Only the real hard-hitting questions here. You also paste black? Well, that is very black, but that does help the visibility probably a bit, hopefully. Where are you? Ah, you're you. Right, of course. Light 1 is the response. I don't know, 0 interval, I guess. These are all just basic light navigation thingies, I think. I have no clue what this one is. Oh, gee. Oh yeah, that does make some sense. I really dislike the fact that there are no, what do you call it? I have a functioning brain, give me a minute. No, fucking, like, Jesus Christ. The thought escaped my mind, just like I said I knew what I was doing. Which is unsurprising, frankly. There you go, that's nice, probably. Rotation. Z and X. That's very strange buttons to use for rotation, but I guess fair enough. Really wish there was a more precise way to do these. There you go. Vaguely US themed, but not quite explicitly US. Well, I should really pump the definition up on these. Definition? No, that's not the right word. Resolution, that's right. There you go. I like it when my brain just stops working for a while. That's funny. Is that a bit less blocky or pixelated? I think the damage is already done, frankly. I don't think it matters anymore. How am I gonna go about this? Questions. Oh yeah, it should have those funny triangle thingies at the front. As in, do not go near this, it will suck you up. You know, if it sucked you off, then I'm pretty sure nobody would go away from the thing, but no, it will suck you up into its engine. Fucked up, by the way. How would one even go applying such markings on an aircraft like this? I guess just by adding two big ones there, presumably. As in, hey, don't stand next to this. Like, that, maybe? Yeah, kinda. Well, I mean, it gets the idea across. Stay the fuck away from the intakes. Alright, yeah, that looks fine, probably. Don't worry about it. Wing insignia and stuff. That saber gun that I was looking at. Strange. Can't seem to find it anymore. Oh lord, no. No, go away. White. We're not commies around here. Is it mirrored? Does it have to be mirrored? Oh no, I can probably just, yep. There you go. Problem solved. Left wing. So it goes on the left wing, this stuff. And it's pretty straight, no straight wing, so I'm presuming it goes like this. There you go. Single one on the wing, because that's how gaming works. Can I change the scale here? Probably not. That's very pixelated, come to think of it. That is very pixelated. Ugh. Please don't do that. Oh Lord God, it's so pixelated. Yeah, it's very pixelated, Jesus fuck. There you go. That doesn't look too good, but it doesn't look awful, which is about the best you're gonna get here. Maybe a number somewhere. Just shove a number on there and that should be fine, right? Hey! What's up? Wait, no, where did that... No. Okay, good. Okay, fine, it doesn't... I didn't fuck anything up? That's good. That's good. Succeeded in my mission here. Right, now to see how the fuck the US enumerates aircraft again. Oh, that's problematic. Oh, that's really problematic, come to think of it. Right, I'm just gonna have to do this because, yeah, the game reads my mouse position even when it's... even when it really ought not to, realistically speaking. So you shove it there, Navy, there goes. Okay, makes sense. So the ensign already takes up that place, so I guess vehicle number is gonna have to go here. Ah. How I love the orthographic, yeah, that's how you say it. The orthographic controls. Does text work correctly when flipped, I do wonder. It does seem to. I don't know why it's doing that, that's frightening. Right. It does seem to actually know how to use text, which is useful. It's very useful, actually. Probably a bit smaller, fair enough. There you go. 230th. That's not right. That's not right at all. What the fuck? Yeah, just ignore this one, please. The 230. Did you build this in this stream? Well, actually it's from an earlier stream, but yeah, kinda. I have streamed me building it, that is true. It's like a dinky shit little interceptor that's vaguely based off something like the F-100 with the, like, counter wing. It's also based on the Yak 31, I think the name is. Or the Yak 20. Whichever, the non-naval but pretty much high gull wing design. You could see the ass end of it. Cake the fuck up with dual engines and stuff. It's basically like in universe, this would be a very 1950s design, so the implication obviously is that this is something kind of contemporaneous with maybe the F3H Demon or stuff like that. Yeah. It's got that F100 like sea catfish intake for its actual air intake, which obviously splits into the two engines. I think that's just a very cool looking aircraft design feature, and you can see it kind of bulges out in the nose, much like something like a MiG-17, although it's a lot less visible because the actual bulge, you need to look pretty hard for it, but yeah, there is a bulge there, and the bulge is there for a very specific reason. It has a radar built in. I actually bothered to model in. Obviously, it doesn't work because the game doesn't model radars correctly, but at least for now, you can see it. It does have like a radar dish with, a battery behind it, which is supposed to be the radar. And in universe, obviously, this is something like fleet defense fighter or interceptor kind of deal. With, those very specific McDonnell Douglas pylons that emerge just out of the wing. Now, obviously, those pylons usually emerge something like out of the front of the fuselage. These go out the wing, because I think it would make more sense just having them there. Twin Sidewinders, obviously not AIM-9Ms. These should be like AIM-9Bs at most, or maybe C models, because it does feature it does feature that modeled radar. Idea basically being, what's up with the updates in the game though? Yeah, as far as I understand, the developer, it's a single dev, he doesn't want to like make a team, which is somewhat reasonable, obviously, it's a big risk. The issue with that is he's apparently had a lot of trouble just implementing the undo feature, which is really slowed the game down. It's why I haven't streamed much. I was really hoping that he was gonna push an update by the end of last month, and he just didn't, because apparently, like, it's still really underbaked, the next big update, and, you can only really make so many aircraft before it starts feeling very samey and boring, at least to me, personally. I think the Manatee, though, is one of my better designs, realistically speaking, like... Well, that's kind of difficult, especially because if you make it open source, you can't really charge money for it. But it's kind of strange that he's refused to use anything resembling foreign help for, like, yeah. Well, donations are there, obviously. I don't think they account for sales much, especially because he wants to do the thing the Gunner Heat PC devs did, which is increase the price over time so that when it nears a final product, it can be like, I think it's supposed to be $30 or something. So it really wouldn't make sense for that model if he then made it open source, because obviously everyone could just download it. But yeah, time to fly this stinky little thing. I'm not sure if I'm gonna make the, like, those shortened sections of the wing, like, foldable, because that would be useful for carrier operations. Make them, like, fold in, like, like the F9F. It has folding wings, most of them, yeah. Well, the issue is, obviously, he wants to do a lot of stuff. He wants to do missions, he wants to do combat, AI, radars, all of that fun stuff. But it's very slow. If you actually look at it, this game started development in something like 2018, and it only became publicly available in 2023. And, Messier82 did a good job popularizing the game initially, but even he's clearly, like, burned out on the thing already, and I can't blame him. Like, it's been 7 months, literally, since the last update. It's not like I particularly think, oh yeah, this thing is... this thing is very tail-heavy. No, oh god, no. Yeah, it would be really beneficial, because what he is doing is effectively trying to make, like, DCS or War Thunder, but fully customizable, and that's psychotic. Ah, no, oh, no. Fly, please, no. Okay, we're up. We didn't totally What? Where did that go? Yeah, it's a bit wonky, especially with how the landing gear works, because it just compresses a lot. But yeah, it's a shame. I was, really hoping for an update. Yeah. It's like, just thinking, because I also have, granted, extremely limited game development experience. And the issue, obviously, that I've seen with this game is both, firstly, making anything modular, as you probably have also experienced, is a hell on earth, because this requires you to effectively make Blender, and then make it so that it's easily interchangeable and usable. And that's really difficult. And as somebody who has actually tried this kind of stuff, I know that it's really, really difficult to do. And that's one of the main reasons why I'm still very uncertain about his ability to actually deliver on what he promised. I don't think he's trying to scam people. I think he might have just gone in over his head. And then when Messier, yeah, just integrate Blender Lite. So easy, bro. I mean, what do you mean Blender was developed over like 2 decades? Continuously by industry professional. Nah, bro, I can do it in a week. Anyway, like, Messier 82 really popularized the game, and I think that obviously helped the game. It helped massively for the game because it meant that the developer had the resources necessary to continue development. But it also meant that suddenly there's this massive community that wants stuff, and that he can't simply work on for years, implementing little features tiny bit by bit, and instead he actually has to attempt to make a full game. I don't know how experienced the developer is in making games either. If this is his first project, then I'm very sorry for the man. That has to be hell on earth. that 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 cannot be good. Oh my god, it's flying, bro. Yeah, this looks surprisingly decent. With the paint job, it really does make it look a hell of a lot nicer. Let's spawn in, what's it called? Yeah. Now, I don't know about the developer. Maybe he's a lot more experienced than I just, if this is not his first rodeo, then good on him. For one, I really hope it isn't, because this is really complicated. But if it is, or even if he's just not very experienced, oh, Jesus fuck, I couldn't imagine trying to make something like this. Especially if I grew a large community around it. That would be dangerous. Right, going in next to the target. Good that, I think one of the biggest things he really does need to desperately integrate into the game is, yeah, motivation. I can't imagine he's particularly motivated about the game. But one of the most important things he needs to integrate is just AI and some kind of mission system above everything. And that's probably incredibly difficult, but also, like, that's what the game needs. Like, radar you can do without. Like, super customizable landing gear you can do without. Missile editor, who cares? You can just use models that were handmade, effectively. But combat, yeah, multiplayer would be good, but just having something. That's game design-wise. What is telling me that he's a bit of an inexperienced dev is the fact that this is effectively something that should be pre-alpha. A tech demonstration, effectively. But he's made it open source. Why? Because the game lacks a primary gameplay loop. Excuse me. What do I mean by that? Well, in a primary gameplay loop, you have some repetitive structure that makes the core foundation of what you would call gameplay. And if it's there, you can do everything else. You can change anything you want. If that core gameplay isn't physically present, you can forget about it. And that's the real problem, I think, that this guy has, because that core gameplay loop, which in this game is very obviously supposed to be build an aircraft, test an aircraft, use aircraft in different scenarios, destroy people in aircraft, that's not present. Missile away, Fox 2, I think. That's not present, and the issue with that, obviously, is that it's difficult, yeah. It's a different creative field, and, like, philosophically, although this game is very well designed, like, the design philosophy is, questionable, because realistically, you'd want to get something prototyped just to see that it works. Then you would want to build the core gameplay loop first and foremost, just basic mission structure, enemy AI, enemies, just a set of aircraft. Even if the actual building mechanics are only simplistic, just have something that you can have players do primarily, and after that, then you go into the second stage, which is called finding the fun or making the fun. And the idea there is obviously, okay, we have a primary gameplay loop. We've established that the game has potential. Now we're gonna have to develop it in interesting directions. Make fun missions, make interesting editor abilities. Like missiles, radars, and all that. Make interesting trade-offs, like how much are you going to simulate airflow over the aircraft? So that, are you gonna have to model intakes? The answer is no, obviously, because that would be hell. Attempting to simulate fluid dynamics is hell, yeah. Well, from my understanding, he's currently really fighting, trying to implement an undo feature in the game, amongst other things, but really, that is the kind of thing that you do after you have a primary gameplay loop set up, because primary gameplay loop, the presence of a primary gameplay loop is kind of the thing that separates alpha from beta. And now this game officially is in early access. It's not in alpha, it's not in beta. This is currently would be something like a late alpha build. But really the thing, if you look for instance with Minecraft, what separates alpha from beta? That there's an endpoint, fundamentally, that they put an ending in. That's it. That's the primary gameplay loop is implemented by the beta. In the alpha, that's what you're working on. Beta is, okay, we have a solid groundwork, we know this is fun, time to build more. And then release version is, okay, this is fun enough that I think it should ship. This is early access, obviously, but what early access effectively should mean is, okay, I have a primary gameplay loop, but I'm not quite sure how to go about making more content for the game, making the game fun. So let's open it up to the community, and that's effectively what he did, except obviously he didn't really put the primary gameplay loop in yet. I really hope he does soon, because there's a very similar game, you probably have seen it, you probably have heard of it, Sprocket, which is effectively this, but you build tanks instead of aircraft. And what did Sprocket do really well? Well, I'm gonna tell you. It released with a primary gameplay loop. It physically had a primary gameplay loop when it released that you could play. There were missions. There were other tanks to fight against. The thing that Flyout currently lacks. And that, I think, is the main reason why, even after getting mainstream attention relatively from Messier82's videos, which is how I found the game, this game hasn't built so much of an audience, primarily because I think most people looked at it, bought it, said, okay, this is cool, played it for maybe like 20 hours, and then said, okay, I built what I wanted, let's go on. Why? Because the game doesn't challenge you, it doesn't force you to make interesting decisions. If I want to build the Uber Super Duper Mega Fighter 9000, I can build that. But it doesn't matter, because in the context of the game, it's just another aircraft, and functionally, as long as it mechanically functions, it's identical, because there is no conditions in the game. It's not like if you make a poor aircraft, you're gonna get shot out the sky. And that's the main reason. That's the main reason I think why Sprocket got so much attention and got so popular, and Flyout is kind of struggling right now. It's kind of, oh god, I'm gonna crash into the fucking ground. Get the flaps up. And Flyout is, I wouldn't say dying out, and I wouldn't even say it's on life support currently. I think it's doing fine, but it's stagnating. It's not growing as much as it should. Me and piloting, if you've ever seen any of my War Thunder streams, you know about 90% of my deaths, not 90, about 40% of my deaths, always involve Mr. fucking Tree. Goddamn, the ground is my greatest enemy. Even when I am the one making the aircraft, I somehow manage to slam it into the ground, or nearly do so, any single time I touch a controller. Lord God save anybody if I ever get a license to fly anything. Not gonna be safe on air or ground. But anyway, yeah, I think that's one of the main reasons why Sprocket succeeded so much as it did, and Flyout didn't. Not because Sprocket did some much better game, or the fundamental idea is somehow more popular, because planes arguably are more popular than tanks right now, and they're certainly cooler in my opinion. It's why I it's why I primarily play air in War Thunder. But it's the reason why, because it gave people the context to make sense of the game. It gave them a primary gameplay loop that they can fiddle around in, and then it just keeps getting more content. As opposed to Flyout, which has these building blocks, but it's kind of like, okay, you build a cool aircraft, so what? Like, the most you can do is hope to end up in a community spotlight on like PatchBits' channel, realistically. That's the current victory condition in Flyout. Make an aircraft cool enough that a YouTuber looks at it. Because in-game, there's not a hell of a lot to really do, unfortunately. And I really don't like saying this because I've pumped 50 hours into the game. I'm gonna pump another 50 in. I can see that this game has immense amounts of potential. It's just, please, I beg of you, whoever the developers, I mean, I'm talking like I'm speaking to the man personally, and I know what he's doing, but anyway, like, at least consider adding those features. And those features being this really developed primary gameplay loop. It doesn't need to be even developed particularly well, it just needs to be present to have the ability to maybe have a mission where there's like a big bomber that you need to intercept, and that, you know, you can decide, hey, how fast, like, I want to build a fast interceptor, because if you haven't seen any of my aircraft, they're nearly all Delta Wings. I mean, this is a naval fighter interceptor, kind of like an F4. You know, my P-108 Flounder is, well, firstly, something in between a MiG-23 and and an F4, but it's obviously an interceptor. The Starlight is very ugly, but it's very clearly a Delta, and it's kind of an interceptor. The Skydart, F-107, obviously, I couldn't name it F-106, so it's F-107, interceptor. Ass Ripper. Yeah, all of these are very funny looking. This is the one I'm most famous of. This is very clearly also an interceptor. So just being able to, in the game, have a mission where you have to build a, for instance, Mach 2 capable interceptor to stop something like a Tu-95 from booking it and nuking Alaska. That's interesting. That already gives so much more context than, okay, I want to build a British-looking bomber, a British-looking interceptor. Like, that's fine, but most people aren't gonna find that interesting. What most people are gonna find interesting is, hey, look, here's, you know, maybe a brief description. The town of Anchorage is under attack by the Soviet Union. It's World War III. It's gone hot. It's 1954. Build an aircraft, or by God, Lyndon B. Johnson is gonna personally come and stick it up yours. That's already gonna keep so many more people entertained, even if it's just one mission. And if you have maybe like 10 missions where they go through different periods and use the aircraft that are present in the game, because these are base game things like Radials, Griffins, F-42s, and this one. If you just have that, then so many more people are gonna stick around to see what the game has to offer, because suddenly all those designs they've been cooking up, all those designs they've been dreaming up in their head, actually have a use. You know, why is this thing Mach 2 capable and carries, how many does it carry? 8 missiles. Why does it carry 8 missiles and has a big radar in it? Well, because it's supposed to, yeah, with an economy where you manufacture aircraft and sell them. That's also interesting, but just like, that is kind of the finding the fun part of the game, because that's not the core gameplay loop. That would be the core gameplay loop in something like Aircraft or Tank Tycoons. You know, the kind where selling and making things is the main draw. Here, the main draw is make something, fly something, make it again, fly it again. And there, and in such a scenario, the primary gameplay loop, which is what you need to isolate, in your game design stage is, okay, build, fly, build, fly. Why do I fly? Because there's a scenario, and the scenario says, okay, we need to destroy this tuple at 95, and if you don't build something that is Mach 2 capable, you physically can't intercept it. Or maybe, hey, here's a MiG-17 flying at low altitude, go and fight them. Or, hey, there's this target that needs to be bombed, but it's protected by SAM sites. And now, the question is, obviously, especially with that last scenario, yeah, that's the big question. Like, the primary gameplay loop is the first thing that on the design document. When you drop the concept after the abstract, the first main thing that you put on the design document is primary gameplay loop. What is my primary gameplay loop? Not how I'm gonna accomplish it, not what my hopes for the game are, that's in the abstract. What is the thing you do 90% of the time? In an FPS, the primary gameplay loop is find enemy, kill enemy, don't get killed yourself. Press left mouse button. It's movement, it's shooting, it's firing. In a strategy game, it's how do I respond to this immediate situation? And in this game, it's very clearly build aircraft, test aircraft, build aircraft again. And the answer to that is put scenarios in, because it makes that gameplay loop meaningful. It gives context to the player. And especially with an open-ended mission like, hey, there's this target, there's a time limit, we need to bomb it, but it's surrounded by SAM sites. How are you gonna solve that? You could build a very fast air bomber that flies super high, and that can simply bomb them from, standoff distance before the SAMs can even get to you. You can build a super fast, strike aircraft, like an F-111 or an F-104G, that can fly fast enough that the SAMs aren't going to be able to intercept it before it drops the payload. That's the entire point of low-altitude nuclear bombardment. Fly faster than the enemy can shoot you down, drop a nuke on them, and get the fuck out of there. Or you could make a small, super maneuverable. Yeah, real-world references. For instance, that's what gives context to real-life designs. Why is the F-106 Delta Dart, or Delta Dagger actually? No, it is the Delta Dart. The Delta Dagger is the F-102. Why is it shaped like that? Why is it the Delta? Why does it have that big engine? Why does it use the aim for Falcon? Why does it use a Super Falcon? The answer is Strategic Air Command needed a dedicated interceptor, and none of the fighters were cutting it. So that is why those design decisions were made. And in our gameplay loop, in our primary gameplay loop, what defines that loop would also be real-world problems. Again, with that bombing mission, you can have a lot of different solutions to the problem. You can make that big Valkyrie bomber that bombs out in standoff distance. You can make that really fast F-104 that just gets in, gets out real fast. Or you can make a small light bomber that can use the terrain and navigate under radar coverage to bomb the target with precision there. Something like an A-10. Or a Super Tucano, or any number of US Marine Corps, for instance, aircraft are specialized in that function. Why did I build this aircraft like I did? Well, in my mind, this is some kind of European, British aircraft that is developed in the 1960s and 70s as a response to the emergence of the supersonic low-altitude bomber in the USSR. It's functionally an answer to the linebacker, to the Soviet linebacker aircraft. That's its primary mission, to intercept and engage those aircraft, and that's why it has a big radar with a massive nose. That's why it carries a large number of missiles so it can saturate the target. That's why it's Mach 2 capable, because you need speed to get to the target before the enemy drops the bombs. That's why it has this atrociously big, highly inefficient engine, because it needs to push Mach. That's why it has this fuselage, because that was considered aerodynamic. It's area ruled. You can see it gets smaller the further on you, the bigger the wing gets. It has relatively thin wings, and it carries a lot of ordnance. All of these are design decisions made explicitly for this scenario, for hunting something like a linebacker. That's the primary gameplay loop. The problem here is, for me to design that, I already had to have something built into my head. I already had to come up with an idea of, hey, wouldn't it be cool? And you can't rely on people to always have that. You can't rely on people to say, oh hey, wouldn't that be cool? Even in a creative toy like this one, context is what gives people the ideas, and just adding missions with certain requirements that you can approach in a number of different ways, more or less realistically, would be the solution for that. It's why I think the developer really needs desperately to focus on AI and mission structure. Forget undo buttons, forget painting, forget radar, forget everything, forget missile customization. Get those in, because that is gonna make the average player stick around. Because I think, and if you read the Steam reviews for Flyout, a lot of people say the same thing. Oh, the game is super cool and I'm super excited to try it. But after 20 or so hours, I got bored because I built the super aircraft I wanted. It's why if you go into this workshop, what do you find? Recreations of real-world aircraft that have an entire history and backstory written about them, and aircraft that are made to be like super extreme super fighters or hyper stealthy bombers and stuff. Why? Because people aren't challenged, so they have to challenge themselves with something, whether it's making extremely high performance aircraft, whether it's making a very historically accurate aircraft, whether it's making an aircraft for a scenario they had themselves. All of these are relevant, all of these are legitimate things to be interested in. The problem is, you can't expect the average player to stick around if that's the only thing you have to give. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm getting very bad hiccups currently. I'm hiccuping. Help. You know, every one of these aircraft has some kind of history dreamt up for the vehicle, you know. The Ki-86 is a very clearly Japanese-inspired plane that I basically ripped the wings off a Ki-43 for. But also, I saw things like the P-63 and the P-400, so the engine of the aircraft is in the middle of the fuselage, not in the front, which gives it a stubby, funny look. And so what does that mean? Well, if I wanted that, that means I can put big fucking guns in the middle of it, in the front of it, and have it be very accurate with a synchronizer gear. But it also means I need to drive a transmission from here to here to here. And that's difficult, and you can see the aircraft, the front steering gear of the aircraft, it has a tricycle landing gear for one, which is rare amongst the aircraft of this time period. But you can see it has that. Why? Well, because in my head, the transmission goes down the middle, right? And what's down the middle? Well, the transmission in this cooler system for the propeller, so you have to offset it, and that's interesting. But those are the kind of design decisions that you either need to have in your head already, that you want to build, that you're interested in building them, or have context to dictate. And that's just not present in the game currently. Actually, funnily enough, if you see the difference in wing, fun fact, the wing, this isn't a part of the wing, this is a fuselage section that I manually had to change. As you can see, it's hollow inside to put like those radiators into the wing root. Because obviously, for an aircraft whose engine is liquid cooled and is in the middle of the airframe, you can't use air cooling. So you have to use a hell of a lot of intercoolers and superchargers and everything else. So it's why it has 4 radiators on it. This is obviously supposed to be some kind of supercharger that exchanges gas for high pressure air. These ones are probably the actual cooling systems for the oil, and this is probably the main engine cooler. It makes sense in my mind, obviously. And, you know, the game doesn't simulate overheating, so it's not a problem, but, like, what would make somebody design this aircraft in real life? That's the question we're asking ourselves. Well, probably this is also, again, an interceptor. Are you starting to see a pattern? I like a very specific kind of aircraft. I might have a type, and it's a Delta Interceptor. Why am I even pretending I don't, obviously? Messier 82 has his twin booms. I get erect and half-mast the second I see a fucking Delta. Oh my god, it looks like a Dorito. Oh my god, it looks like a Dorito. I mean, look at the thumbnail of thumbnail of the stream. Obviously, it's a Rafale. That's my favorite aircraft. Why? Because it's a Delta, effectively. I love the F-106 because it's a Delta, and that's why I build them. But the problem is, I like them and I build them, but somebody who doesn't will never build an interceptor, so what's the point of making them in the game? There's no context to make them, because there's no bombers to intercept. You know, this aircraft can never hope to catch a bomber. Oh yeah, this aircraft can never hope to catch a bomber. Why? It's prop-driven aircraft. It's too slow for that. You know, if I go 150 in Desert Airfield, and I fly it, which it does fly kind of okay, it's kind of fat, but that's what you'd expect. It's a P400 equivalent. It would probably have pretty decent armor, and it has those 20 millimeters, and, you know, it has good altitude performance, but it doesn't have good turn rate, which is different from most Japanese vehicles. So that's funny. That's, for instance, funny to think about. You know? It's relatively fast as far as I recall. Let me just actually try to fly the fucking thing. But, you know, there's no reason to build something like this. There's no reason to care. Oh god, yeah, fuck, I forgot that the prop watch. Give me a minute, I need to set the trim currently. Control yaw trim. Is yaw positive or negative here? Oh god, no, the opposite direction, please. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, it doesn't really fly too well, but what are you expecting? The center of mass is very far forward. You know, the game doesn't have a reason for you to build an aircraft like this, unless you want to already build it. And which is fine, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to say that that's somehow bad, it's just, if you build an aircraft like this, obviously the fucking result is gonna be... What are you doing? No, please turn the propeller back on, game. You know, why is it doing something like this? Well, because I want to build, like, a funny Japanese kind of bomber. Not bomber, interceptor. And that's kind of the problem. I think I'm ragging on this point too much. It, like, game philosophy design-wise, it's, the game could use a bit of work. That's all I have to say, really. I like the game a lot. I mean, you don't play something for 40 hours if you don't like it, but also I do have to say, boy, it needs a lot more work. But enough about ragging on about that. Let's actually make something. Because I did actually start streaming today with a goal in mind. The goal, funnily enough, is making a custom weapon, because I've seen everybody make custom weapons, and I want to make custom weapons, and I think it's going to be on this thing. Because it looks funny. That's really the entire reason. AGM 65. Obviously, it's supposed to be a Maverick lookalike, but it does look like an AIM-4 as well. So I wonder... I mean, it's double the fucking size of an AIM-4, don't get me wrong, but, you know... What if I put a fuselage on it? Could I do that? Ugh. Right, scale. How are we gonna do this one? Point, maybe 0.1? How large is that? Oh no, wait, that's depth. Never mind, that's not right. 1. Like, 0.01. Let's try that. That's a bit too small. Maybe, 0.2. That's a bit... Yeah, that's perfect. 0.2. There you go, and then move this one back to cover the actual thingy-majiggy. And then we're gonna build something like a Super Falcon, or just one of the large Falcon variants that probably would be a similar size to this one. Let's just see how it works currently. That's gonna be the end, so we need the front to be there. And the front's probably gonna have to be quite long, if I'm guessing, because obviously in real life the thing was fucking large. Obviously, it was kind of obese by the end. Yeah, it's a decent curvature, I'd say, personally. It's probably going to be a radar homing missile, just to say immediately, because I think that those are cool. Obviously, in game, these aren't modeled, so all good that's gonna do, but you know, still. Yeah, that looks cool enough. And these, I really like the aim-4, this like configuration that's like here. I think that's really cool. I wish more actual aircraft went with this configuration of thingy-majiggy. .07, there you go. Gradually going up to a more aerodynamic end than what you might find on a electro-optical seeker. Right, and it's currently half the size, I think, of the actual base model. Half. What the fuck do I mean half? Double the size of the actual missile. .085, there you go, just make a bit of a lip there. Make it a bit less of an aggressive kind, and whatever you call it, for a missile. Like exhaust, I think is the word you'd probably use. .7 and 0.7. There you go, and then we just surround the nozzle, which I think is probably the end of it. There you go, and there you go. That's probably enough. 0. Maybe 4, is that kind of decent? Yep, that's perfect. 0.4, there you go. Ah, that looks cool, I'd say. That looks very cool, actually. Kinda longish, but makes sense. Honestly, it kinda makes a lot of sense, come to think of it. 1. Maybe 1 and 1.1. Let's just go 1.1 and 1.1. Oh, okay, that's 0.1. Right, there you go. My god, it's so fat. What the fuck? Right, so you're 0.4. Go there. 0.4. Forwards. 0.4. Oh no, you should be 0.3 now. 0.3. 0.2 and 0.2. And then obviously 1 times 1, blah blah blah. 0.1, no wait, stop, 0.1, no, 0.1, Jesus fuck, 0.1, there you go. And then obviously we just collapse all the points into 1. Select everything, please. Thank you. M, and then U, and then U. There you go. Is it centered? Yes, it is. Okay. That's good looking, I'd say. That's actually pretty good looking. Now on to designing the actual control surfaces, which I'm not sure if I'm actually going to make proper control surfaces or not. The AGM65, yeah, gonna be the AGM65 when I'm done with it. Not gonna be the AGM65 when I'm done with it. Lurk's aileron wing. There you go, that's the one we need. Leading and standard, rotation like 45 degrees, I think. Probably 45 to get, yep. Yep, very clearly 45. Very much reduced resolution, no need to have these. Side rod, none. Actually, no, it shouldn't have a trailing edge. It should have a leading edge, funnily enough, but not the trailing one. Local rotation, yep, makes sense. And we're gonna move this one kind of up forward. Like onto the neck of the aircraft. Effectively. Which is where most of it is gonna be. One good thing, I think. Yeah, one good thing about the editor, it does use local coordinates instead of global ones, so you don't end up with something monstrous like this. Right. Good. Good. All's good. Why is it slightly off? Why is the angle slightly off? What angle are you on? Missile. Oh no, you're not doing this to me today. No, I'm not falling for that one. What angle are you at? No, wing. Can I please get wing? Yes, thank you. 40? And 30 degrees for some strange reason, apparently. Yeah, 30, apparently. Lord knows why. What are you? Why are you here? Piss off. Go away. What part even are you? Aha, I see. I'm stupid, never mind. Yeah, you and one of you, anyway. This one needs to be brought up. That's not quite right. This one? Yes, this one apparently. Oh god, what have I done now? Okay. Perfect. Works perfectly, don't worry about it. Aha, there you are. Fucking stupid missile. Aha, okay, so no, this is just the ascent of the leading edge route extension. That makes a bit of sense. A bit. Only a bit. No more than a bit. This is a very large missile, come to think of it, but what can you do? Right, you, and also you, kinda, maybe. Theoretically speaking. So no, you're still not right. God damn, what angle is this thing on? There you go, those are very large wings for a very large rocket. Looks like kind of like an early Soviet missile of all things. You didn't think I'd be saying that, but it does. It really does look kind of like one. Don't look too nice, but fuck it. What location are you on? You are minus 28 Z-wise. And yep, Z is the X-axis here, apparently. Right, thank you. And you are on minus 28 currently. Minus 28. There you go. Perfect. Except that one doesn't fucking work for some reason, but okay. There you go. Just like that. And I'm gonna pretend that looks normal. Oh lord, it's such a chunk. Fucking heavy missile, Jesus. Jeebus Christ. Man, what the fuck is this thing? This thing better have the range of a small building by the end of it. What angle are you fucking things on? This one? 40 degrees, apparently. That's the angle it's on. Let's pretend that's 40 degrees. Oh, perfect. Minus 40. That's not perfect at all. Wah. Minus 50. For reasons, presumably. Yeah, it's so ugly. You can see it's crooked, mind you. It's not even that it doesn't look right. It straight up is just crooked at this point. Hinge? Swing control surface, maybe? Control surface. Probably. Ugh. Minus 40, yeah, sure, why not? When in Rome. Gonna have to make you a bit smaller, just a bit though. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Fuselage, wing, you. You're gonna have to be right way up now, apparently. Please do that. Thank you. Leading edge none, but it should have a trailing edge, funnily enough. One of the strangest fucking words I've ever said. One of the absolutely strangest words I've ever said. Let's just move these into place first, just to have a rough idea of the size we need to make them. That size, roughly. There you go, and then just put you down here. Squish you up until you're just about perfect, which is just about perfect here. And then we just make you slightly less fat. Damn, real engineering right here. Oh no, they have those stupid fucking things for some reason. I hate them. Push rods. What do you call them? Yeah, push rods, probably. None. Go away. 128? Well, probably don't even need 128, you need even less, like 180. 182 is the resolution, there you go. There you go, just a slight cantilever to them, which makes sense, personally. It kind of, You kind of get what I'm trying here, probably. Right, and then make them real small. Like really small, and then push them forwards by all accounts. No! No. I don't want to move the entire wing, please. I guess these are staying like that then. What's your exact location exactly? Minus 1.23, minus 1.23, minus 1.23. Nope. Right. So you're definitely not minus 1.23. Minus 0.7? Closer, I guess, but not by much. Now, what's a bit of asymmetric lift compared amongst friends, anyway? Gotta get the angle just right currently, which is just a bit off. Ooh, no, don't do that. Rotation minus 50, minus 51, let's try that. No, minus 49. Yeah, it's fine, don't worry about it. Sure, it's not completely in line, but it looks fine enough from a certain perspective. Oh no, it is genuinely for some reason broken. The hell? There you go, that looks fine now, probably, ignore that. What a strange thing indeed. Okay, it fixed itself now. That's good. Right, well that doesn't look amazing, but it doesn't look awful, so that's good. There you go. Kind of looks like an M14, a Super Falcon, whatever the fuck you call them. My brain is non-existent. It's become porridge at this point. Material probably sci-fi too, for being real, because everything else just looks ugly. So cute. Fucking bot. I really should just get around to making those fucking... Why am I still fighting it? I should just make them... Make the word illegal, or whatever the fuck, free views I think is their keyword. Just illegal in chat. Hopefully that's not gonna catch too many people out. Coffee, Sci-Fi 2, and you. Dare you deny my thingy-majiggy, whatever I'm building here. I mean, with tail control surfaces that fucking large, you'd hope the thing could pull 90 Gs, not 10, but realistically speaking, it probably even couldn't pull that. This is very much a bomber interceptor, first and foremost. And boy, it looks the part. What inputs would you even have? I mean, I guess you need to stabilize on both the roll and pitch axis, technically. Or actually, you probably need to stabilize on all three axes. Like, A pitch response would require you both to move in the same direction. A roll response would be nothing because you shouldn't roll. Yeah, but wouldn't that make a Mac boss missile necessarily? The questions I'm asking myself, how does this game even work? Let's make it look right and then work. Let's see. Oh, so it's a bright fucking red, Jesus. Oh, it's orange, actually. .4 maybe? And then until we reach kind of not puke color, I guess. They all kind of look puke colored. Does that look orange? Maybe. Maybe if I pull the smoothness down. Not really, no. Ah, there you go. There you go, it's that kind of color. It seems like 0.4 is the exact breaking point in whatever code determines the texture of these things. Yeah. It's little winglets now I've started to see. Down. Okay, that looks fine. Probably. I'm currently role-playing a chipmunk if you're interested, eating as many seeds as I can. Man dies after ingesting 470 tons of seeds. Me. For real, for real. Actually, probably adding a white little head to it would make sense. Yeah, something like that, except not like that. Ooh, why is it doing that? Oh, because I'm an idiot and used the wrong brush. No, apparently that's just how the missile brush works now. That looks incredibly ugly. Okay, that doesn't look incredibly ugly. I mean, it still doesn't look great, but, you know, it can be done. No. Okay, ignore that. Ignore that. We're ignoring that. Can I skew something in a different direction, I wonder? Can I do that, even? Yeah, sure, that looks kind of... well, it looks very painted on now that I think about it. There you go. That's fine. There you go, that looks a lot nicer. I get so focused when I'm doing something precise, I completely forget to talk. Okay, and now on to the text, gamers. I don't know. What would you write for something like this? It's even gonna be readable. No. No, I made it too small. Well, you might have to paint some numbers on, gamers. Yeah, we might have to paint something. What would the Falcon have written on it? Give me a minute. Yes, Air Force. Well, fucking obviously, whose else would it be? Uh-huh. Model designation, apparently. There you go. 1, 2, 1. There you go. That's incredibly pixelated and the opposite direction, but who cares? That's not supposed to be happening. Alright. Seems fine. Seems whatever kind of black magic I'm doing, the game really should have done that. Yeah, this is... I don't think the game likes what I'm doing at all, currently. Don't blame it, but... Huh. It weighs 400 kilos and is 7 meters long. That is obscenely sized. I mean, by all accounts, yeah, it's made to deliver a nuclear warhead. What the fuck are you expecting? But still. No description for you, Stinky. Yeah, no need to know. Does it say? Let's try it on something that can reasonably carry the fucking thing. Landing gear's too short. What the fuck? You do actually stand a chance of carrying them. I mean, you're ugly, so fuck you, but, you know. Right. As opposed to you, which you can piss off. Subassembly. GAR 112D. There you go. Hopefully that works. They look obscene. They're so large. It's almost the length of an AIM-9, but it's the fucking size of an AIM-4. Well, scale at least of an AIM-4. Jesus. I wonder why the timer isn't refreshing. Ah, there you go, it just thought... It apparently doesn't automatically refresh, that's very strange. God only knows why doing that. Huh. I don't know. Alright, there you go. Hopefully that works a bit better now. Oh god. Let me try something. No, I can't send messages. Oh, that's right. I'm not logged in. Yeah, I need to sign in. Okay, never mind. Not worth it now, but we'll figure it out later. For now, let's try actually using the Comfuck 9000. Oh god, they heavy. They fucking heavy. And they're very intense, performance intensive as well, apparently. Now, they call it an air-to-ground missile, but I'm pretty sure I can use it to fire at drones. Oh, get back here. Ah, there's the drone. Quickly, go and fire on them. Now, obviously, in real life, this thing would rip its like little flaps immediately, but hey, this is in real life, so who cares? Ha ha ha, I'm so smart. Can I go down, please? Can we pull G's with this? Who knows? Why do none of my aircraft work particularly well? Oh yeah, it can indeed lock onto targets, apparently. Ah, there it goes. Is it... I think it's too fucking fat to move correctly. Yep, it's, going somewhere, alright, but not quite sure where. Fire off a second one. Maybe this one will actually be able to hit it. How do they switch vehicle? Okay, that's the target drone. High target drone. That's the missile. Oh, no, 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 no. You. Okay, you. Yes, direct hit. Okay, so it works. No? Where's the other one? You're just fucking flying anywhere, I guess. And, you are gonna crash into the ground immediately. Bit tough to see. Okay. Okay, so the funny missile does work. The funny missile do in fact be working, apparently. Let's try it at altitude to actually see the kind of distance this thing can engage it with. I'm gonna have to call it quits in about 20 minutes. Oh yeah, I'm out. I am out of fucking time. One thing I like, it is actually properly simulated how heavy this thing would be. As in, this thing is not coming in under a ton. No way, Jose. That fucking missile is too fat to maneuver. Let's just maintain heading in degrees. In pitch, or whatever the fuck I'm trying to say today. Go to like maybe 10,000 meters and then attempt to use the missile against a target drone of maybe like 20 kilometers distance. This paint job is so silly. I think I redid it, technically. Alright, 10,000, leveling out. Good. And go. Alright. Let's spawn in something within a reasonable degree. Does the aircraft spawn? Yes, it spawns at a similar velocity to myself. And slightly higher, apparently, which is good. Alright, thank you, Mr. Autopilot, but you are no longer needed. Oh yeah, this thing does not turn at any kind of speed. With, well, at anything, really. At this thin of an altitude, which is unsurprising, but still. I mean, I guess if I use your response, but that's probably not the smartest idea I've ever pulled. Alright, we are slowly turning. And by slowly, I do mean slowly. Weapons, ready up. Does it stand a chance of actually hitting a target at this kind of distance, though? Well, not if it does that. Doesn't seem to be able to get it. Makes sense, I guess. That is detailed and simulated, surprisingly enough. You can see all the drag this thing's creating as well. I think it lost lock on the target, yeah. And currently, nope, it apparently didn't. It's floating up in the air. Not really going anywhere. Nope, it's starting to fall. It's starting. Okay, so I definitely need to tweak it so that it has a bit more impulse and momentum. Did it turn on? Yeah, it rolled in on. It rolled on its axis for some fucking reason. Very effective at gliding for some reason. I mean, in real life, this would probably be a nuclear tip missile, probably with some small tactical nuclear warhead. Ah, there you go. The AIM-26, that's the one I'm trying to recreate, the nuclear falcon. 250 tons of TNT equivalent, Jesus. What are the specifications of the fucking thing? Damn near exact the one I built, apparently. Mine has significantly bigger wings. That's interesting. No, cancel, don't close the tabs, please. I need the tabs. Not my tabs, anything but the tabs. I'll do anything, don't touch them. This thing is still just gliding along for some goddamn reason. No, fuck off. We need a spawn menu. There's spawn one in that is kind of going in the correct direction. Nope, both of them are going in the wrong direction, apparently. Ah, there you go. That one's actually going the correct one. Oh god, this thing does not like to fly with something that heavy on one wingtip. Not that I should be surprised by that, but... Uh, uh. Yep, it's very unstable, I'll give you that. No, piss off. Lock onto the correct target, not on you. Yes, on you. Please fire. There you go. Well, it's doing something, apparently. It's trying to guide in. I think. I wouldn't hold my breath, though. Yeah, no, it's gonna miss, isn't it? Unsurprisingly. And then it executes a fucking 20G maneuver to lock onto the target. Alright, so, unsurprisingly, not particularly effective missile. Even against a non-maneuvering target. Oh yeah, and these things were really holding it down mobility-wise, because look at the thing now. Granted, this is an immensely powerful fighter, but still. How many flares do I have? If I stole myself out, I may have done that. Can I flip myself over, maybe? Nope. I guess I'm just gonna have to stall myself out. Wah. Yep, I'm falling. I'm falling. My god, I'm falling. Right. We're back. That's one of the main benefits of having a conventionally stable airframe. The sound cuts out for some fucking reason. Is it because I'm pushing Mach 1.3, or is it because I'm 20 kilometers up? Who knows? Oh yep, the sound is coming back steadily. Fortunately, you're not gonna have to listen to me munching my little seeds. Alright, you tried to run, but there's no running from this. Unarmed IR missile. Maneuvering for the kill and prepare to engage. Mach 2 capable. Technically. I mean, it is basically a bootleg 15, you'd think. You'd hope it would be. Alright, give me a lock. Give me a lock. Fire the missile. Get out, get out, get out. Direct hit wasn't even a problem. I mean, unsurprisingly, I'm pushing Mach 2. How could it be? Jesus Christ, those things are heavy. Yeah, you, very heavy missile. Who the fuck put you in? So stupid, it looks so unimaginably stupid. I wonder if I could go into the game files and try messing around, seeing what I can find. Apparently, yes. What's the description? Oh, it's empty. What the fuck? Plugins resources. Ah, here it is. Mods, parts, canopy test part. Aerial data. No, area data, never mind. Alright, those are just areas of various varieties. That's cross-section. Temporary. Craft and workshop upload. Craft data, God knows what that is. Resources, nope. No clue what that is. Unfortunately, They're so large. They're just so large. Jesus Christ. Anyway, that's about all the time I have. Thanks for, I guess, being here. And see ya whenever, because my country's going to explode. I'm not really in a position to say when I'm going to stream again. See ya. What, were you expecting anything smarter to say? For me to say? Alright, don't tell anybody, but, it do stink pretty bad, though. You should really consider washing it. No, I understand, but still, it's just common decency, really. You know, it's I understand your problems, but uh, basic self-care is something every adult needs to learn.